Welcome to the Bolder Than Most podcast. This is episode 2. I'm your host, Trey Jacobs, and today I am joined by Corneilous Cannon. Cornelius, my man, how you doing?
Sir, I told you I'm not doing great because I am number 2 in your booth. I should be number 1. I should be the one. Should be the first podcast. But overall, man, life is fantastic. I love to be here. Thank you for actually inviting me. I feel honored to be here today.
You might be episode 2, but my man, you're number 1 in my heart. I appreciate you being here. So I actually met you, I think, was it? Yeah, the Shark Pool event. That was the first place I met you. And since then, you've kind of had a lot of things going on. So why don't you break down, who is Corneilous Cannon and what exactly are you working on now?
Okay, man. Thank you for telling me. Well, it started kind of like a few years ago, right? Not too long ago. I kind of woke up and I kind of I was kind of like in this stage, right? I didn't like my job. My marriage had challenges with my marriage. And I feel like I wasn't there for my kids. And be honest with you, I really didn't know what to do. I feel like everything I was trying to do wasn't working the way I wanted to work. So I went to my 2 favorite G's. I went to God, and God sent me to Google. And I kind of started Googling, trying to figure out how to get this financial freedom everybody talk about, right? At the time I was doing real estate, I was flipping houses, but it seemed like it just wouldn't get to where we want to go. And in that Google search, it kind of brought me to my wife to like this 3-day workshop. It was like financial freedom and multifamily investing. And I thought, this is it. Let's see what it's about, right? Now, I've been to a lot of events. So I'm like this, what can this really get out of this event? Here we go, another coaching event. I really want to go to it. But my wife, she pulled me through. She said, come on, let's try it. Let's see what happens. So in that workshop, let's say we end up in workshop, it's the first day kind of told what's about, second day kind of show us how we can do it too, and third day we kind of got bought into and kind of buying a little program, so forth, right?
Which program was that?
It was a multifamily program up in it was actually Dave Lindahl program.
Dave Lindahl
program.
Okay, yeah.
Dave Lindahl program. And it's funny because and the interesting thing about it because I remember sitting that day, I was like, we're not buying nothing, we're not doing anything. We're going to get the information we got and put out the information we got, right? And I remember and I was like, the guy was on stage like, hey, you she shows how it works, how other people doing it, giving testimonies. And I was like, okay, God, before you say the price, just tell me, give me a sign it's for me or not, right? And he said, you can have all this for this price right here. And I said, okay, that price. I said, thank you, God. That's my sign. Because that price is not for me. That is not for me, right? I remember I started laughing, right? I looked at my wife, and she was just crying, just bawling. And I'm like this, babe, what's going on? Like, come on, like what's going on? She really thought that this was our chance to actually live life, our moment. Like, because she was tired of me putting out banner signs in the middle of the night. She was tired of like going to ugly houses, knocking on doors. She was like this, when can we actually have our moment in time? And so, I try to man up, so forth. So I go in the back and kind of talk to the guy, say, hey, man, what can you do, so forth, about kind of payment plan, so forth, kind of worked at me. And the guy kind of gave me a look like, what's he about, right? So he said, well, we don't have the plan package, but we do have a gold package. We have that as well. I said, well, how much the gold package cost? He said, well, if you put this amount down, you can get it today. I said, but however, it doesn't come with all the other stuff. It comes with only on the core stuff of it. And I said, and like I looked at my account, just had like, gotcha. Well, I with my wife, I said, okay, gotcha, I'll do it. So I go all in and put the money I did have in. It was a good chunk of money we had. So I spiked the car and so forth. Then he smiled, wait till it go through. Then he went under the table and came up with a box of books. And I'm like, this books? Like what's going on books? Like, yep, it's a gold package. And so I had to get this box of books. I kind of like went home and like this, man, I found this money for these box of books, right? So now it was on me. And it's funny because of when somebody depend upon you, things come out that you don't understand, you never imagine. So as a man of household, I went through every book, every course, every template of that book, and it seemed very simple. The real estate seemed very simple. Find a good deal, underwrite it, make your number work, then actually raise capital to find your deal. Right.
Okay.
So weeks and months, I was looking for deals. Right. Talking to brokers, talking to sellers, trying to find the good deals. Then I will spend hours with softwares, Excel sheets, trying to make sure the numbers work, trying to make it all work, right? But however, it seemed like I just couldn't get the numbers work, right, to make it work, right? And I remember one time, actually, we were I kept going back to my coach, like, man, what's going on with the numbers? Like every day I put in, seeing don't pencil out and so forth. And every time they gave me a new thing, oh, you got this area here. Oh, this don't hit. Can give me a thing about how the deals doesn't work. And I came across this it's probably like right down the street from me. Kind of came up, right? I like this dude. If I get that property, it'd be great. So I know the broker company. I've been sending him offers all day long. I send him an offer, so forth, and I was like, so the property came up, right? I was like, this guy, I seen a product like this thing will never go for this price here. So I sent I underwrite to our criteria that we learned in our coaching course.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent that, and it got denied, right?
No counter, no nothing.
No counter. He just got denied. Like, man, you too low, so forth. I'm like, this, how I'm too low, so forth. But then he had like an all call for offers, and it ended up getting on contract for like over the price. So I'm like, this. I called a dude, like, the dude, what's going on, right? Like, how can I keep sending this offer in, but it's not working? Cause I'm upset with him. I'm also upset with my coach, cause my coach gave me advice, it's not working. Then I called him, the broker, like, man, what's going on, so forth. And he said something like, so I think like at the time my coach told me don't do it because it had flat roofs. And I said, like, what do you mean you have flat roof, can't do it? He said, well, so he started laughing. He said, Corneilous, who told you about flat roofs? He said, well, here's my lenders to help you out with the deal. So far, so gave me links, right? I said, well, the numbers don't work, man. How many numbers work? Then he said something to me that I thought was funny, because he said, cause I put it in, he said, so he started laughing at me one time, right? And he said something, he said, are you underwriting to Santa Claus? I'm like, this, what do you mean I'm underwriting Santa Claus? He said, are you underwriting to some fictitious number that somebody, imaginative number that your guru gave you, and hoping that a guy with a big bag of money come give you a gift? And I'm like, this, no, like, trying to tell him, like, what do you mean? No, like,
right.
and he said, well, Corneilous, the secret of it is he said, like, man, find some investors, right? Figure out what they invest in, right? Then you underwrite to the criteria, right? Then what you do is you find what you're looking for, then you go shopping with their money, right? Underwrite, find investors, figure out what they like, then go shopping with their money. And then he said, well, here's some groups you go to find more investors. And I was like, bam, like, let's do it, right? And I start doing that as well. Then by doing that, they actually opened new doors to me. I started getting opportunity to go on bigger deals. First, I had 180 unit opportunity, right? Then I got part of 272 unit. Then 144. Then bigger deals started coming because of I was able to partner with other people and do bigger things. And so the idea came about was, how can I do more of this? And so I said, well, when COVID hit, I like this. Well, it's not about trying to hunt for investors. How can I get people to come to me?
Hold on. So you said when COVID hit. So when did you first go to Dave Lindahl's program?
Probably like 2018 or 2019, like 2018,
2019. Okay. So then you got a big box of books. Read those books.
A big box of books. Matter of fact, I still have them books, man. Books still.
I see them all behind you, right?
I got books like trapper keeper books like this. All
right. So
and having them still, like, if you break, no refund. I'm like this. Oh man,
Sorry. So you got a box of books. You read the books. You then go out into the market. You start underwriting deals to Dave Lindahl and team standards. Realize that wasn't working out. And then discovered that instead of underwriting the deals, it made more sense for you to attract the capital, get those investors what they're looking for in terms of returns, and then use that criteria to then go shopping for your own deals, which led to bigger and better and more deals, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Correct. And one of the things that I don't want to really kind of put down Dave Lindahl program, I think that is more so about, because a lot of people do take coaching programs, but I think that the concept of it is that work in certain areas. For example, even having a show, I realized that how you do deals in Dallas, Texas is different how you do deals in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, 100%.
Different than Alabama, and different than Atlanta, Georgia. So it's best to actually understand your investors and what they will give you money for, then underwrite to that criteria, because that criteria could be in different cities, in different areas. But it's exactly like, would you go grocery shopping not knowing how much money you have in your bank, right?
Yeah.
So why are you going shopping? You have no idea how much you can pay for things. And that's kind of concept that I kind of gathered over this time period.
No, it makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah, good. So then the whole shark thing, so the shark pool event kind of came from Dave Lindahl because he had one at his live event. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I'm like, well, how can I get people to come to me? And,
So
I actually
so
created.
break down the shark pool, right? For the people who may not be familiar with it. What was the shark pool and what was the whole idea behind that?
So Shark Pool was a play upon the whole Shark Tank idea, right? The whole Shark Tank where someone have an opportunity, come pitch to a panel of investors, and the panel investors can invest in the deal, right? Now, multifamily kind of same as that concept. So I said, well, what if I get a panel of experienced investors, and also the audience can kind of get a chance to learn, but the audience kind of grew over time because they wanted to learn as well. It kind of became an entertainment event. And they pitch their deal to my audience and get a chance to raise capital or get investors involved. The idea was for me to say, hey man, can I partner with you as well? Because I got the audience, right? So the idea, but like, no, you're good, but I want your audience. so I had to change. So that concept kind of grew over time. And one of the things that I realized is a lot of these deals being presented legally, you're not able to. These deals were actually doing 506C deals, so it means that you had to be a credit investor in order to invest in these deals. So let's say if I had an audience of 100 people, right? Probably half of those people was credit investors. So that means they make more than $200,000 a year, right? Then of that half, only half of those will actually invest $50,000, $100,000 because they only invest if they can be part of GP on their main team. So what? So the show go slimming down more. So then of the smaller group, the person may only have that $50,000 or $100,000 maybe once every 3 years. So you may not have it every time you invest. So if you're pitching to an audience of 100 people, you may only be pitching really to like probably a small percentage, right?
Right.
So that means that my success rate wasn't as great as I wanted to be. So my question, so I was stuck with how can I get more people involved into investing? How can I get more people, the audience, to get ready to invest? And I went to digging around different things, right? And I found some attorneys, crowdfunding lawyers, so forth. And the idea was like, well, Corneilous, you really have two options. Either you can do a Regulation A where everybody can invest in a deal, but you have to be part of every deal on there, right? Now that sounds great, could get multiple deals on there, but the thing about it is the liability of that is part more than what the risk part. The risk part more than the reward, right? To be a part of 52 different deals every year, it's like you're not sure you have no control over it. It's kind of the risk. It's like it's not about if you get sued, like when you get sued, right?
What was
is that
it
worth it?
What was it called? A Reg A? Or Reg?
Yeah, my bad. A regulation, a Reg A.
A, okay. And that means
Reg A.
And those are pretty cost prohibitive as well, aren't they?
So usually a Reg A, it's a cost prohibitive because of in relative to the other two ways you raise capital. So really like three main ways you kind of raise capital on a legal standpoint. You have Reg A Reg D, and a Reg CF, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people use Reg A if they want to do they want to get everybody involved. Now the thing about it is since you're doing a public regulation, you have to get certain things like auditing, right? Financial auditing, right? You have to get background checks. You have to go through legal documents, so it takes a longer process because you're dealing with the public, right?
Right.
A lot of people in the multifamily space, they do it with Reg D, right? And under Reg D, they have these exceptions, right? Which is 506C, 506B, right? If you're not a credit investor, so you have exceptions to the rules that allow you to raise. So, however, with exceptions, you can get it done faster because of you don't apply to the whole rule applies to you. Only part of the rule applies to you. And you got the Reg CF is what I went towards the Reg CF crowdfunding. It allows more people to get involved in deals and allows people to actually invest in smaller increments. So that way that my thing of it is I think a lot of people in this space don't really want to be GPs. I think a lot of people in this space just really want to put $1 in and get $2 out, right?
Right.
They really don't really. I think a lot of people, my understanding, they really don't want to buy another course or another mastermind trying to figure out if it worked down the road. They really sit back, enjoy life, put some money in, and get the money come back, right? And I think that's why those individuals will be great for crowdfunding because it allows you to put smaller increments in and see the returns of your investment. Because of, I'm not sure about you, like you can buy a course 6 months down the road, you might get a return from that course, or buy a book, I'm gonna get a return. But however, if you invest in a deal, chances there's a good chance of 6 months you may get a check, 9 months you may get a check, a year you may get a check, something that you did 2 years ago. And that's not really happening with a lot of individuals, especially like when the market, when 90% of America is not a credit investor. So it allows you to become an investor. It allows you to become a deal funder, if I call them, right? Fund other deals.
That makes sense. So you've identified this problem, right? Like there's a lot of students out there or potential students for these multifamily courses that are fairly expensive that, you know, would be better off maybe investing into a crowdfund deal instead, right? So your solution to that is Crowdfund My Deal, right?
Yes, correct. So our company is called Crowdfund My Deal. Because so in that process of me trying to find a solution, I met with an attorney and he was like, Corneilous, this is a great idea. We'll help you in the process, but we want part ownership of it. So I say, sure, man, I'd love to have a legal backing as well. So Crowdfund My Deal is owned by me and a couple of attorneys. And that way that we can provide the marketing aspect of it, because we understand the part of being an investor, and also the legal aspect of it as well.
Who are your partners?
My partners is Richard Robinette, and also taught me Nate Dobson's
Nate
of
Dobson.
crowdfunding lawyers.
Okay, they're both crowdfunding lawyers. So
yeah, so if you go to the website crowdfundinglawyers.net, that's a firm. They own that firm, and they got part ownership in Crowdfund My Deal.
Oh, I didn't know they had like a whole crowdfunding law firm. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then you're the kind of face of Crowdfund My Deal, right?
Correct. I'm the gecko of Geico. Face of it. Okay. Face of it.
Okay. All right. So this is really interesting, right? So with Crowdfund My Deal, right, a potential investor is able to invest no minimum. So I could put $1 into a real estate deal and earn the whatever the pref is, or the reap the benefits of investing in a multifamily deal. Is that correct?
Yes, that's possible. I say it's possible because of as a portal owner, I have no control. Well, no control, but the issuer, the person who actually has a deal, they come on our platform and they determine how much they want people to invest in their deal.
If they want, so the syndicator sets the minimum. So I can say as a syndicator, I only want to receive investments in $5,000 increments or a $5,000 minimum, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Correct.
All right.
Like for example, like the deal we have right now on our portal, they have 2 offerings, and their minimum is $5,000 on their portal. Because they try to raise $5 million, they made it at 5,000. So they billing their $5 million. So now, granted, people can invest more, but however, the minimum they want is 5,000.
Now, if you're investing the minimum, is there like different classes or pref equity rates based on?
Correct. So what he have done is he have created 2 offerings. He have a 506C for the credit investors, and he have a Reg CF for the non-credit investors. So he have 2 offerings going on at the same time. And what what the idea of it is to incentivize people to, so the regs, the 506C, the minimum is $50,000, and the CF is $5,000. So what he have done is, when you come in, he first asks you, are you a credit investor or not, right? So you have 2 choices of which way you want to go to. But also he incentivizes you is, if you put more in, you get more reward. So you may get a higher pref or a higher return by investing more.
So the person that's coming in and putting in the $5,000 minimum, what does their ARR at the end of the investment look like compared to that person that's putting in maybe $100,000?
Correct. So it varies according. So it varies according to each deal, but once again, the issuer or the syndicator creates that on that platform.
Okay.
So it's not one all the way around the board. Is that every deal is done differently. So every deal. So you as a syndicator or issuer will create those classes. Hey, my crowdfunding, I want this return for my investors, or incentivized to invest. For my I want them. So even if you add 49,000 and you add one more 1,000, or you add 49,999, you would be in this class opposed to this class. So it's like you try to and that's one of the things about raising capital. You want to incentivize investors to give you more, right? If you give more, you get more reward.
Gotcha. So the class A, class B, and then a class
Correct.
C for
Yeah.
crowdfund.
And then you can just have two classes. I mean, a lot like I think that the more classes kind of it gets more. They always say that a confused mind says no.
Right.
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 Yeah. So I mean, like you got about 8 different classes like this. I have too many choices out there. One, like for example, Chick-fil-A is one of the most popular fast food restaurant out there. I mean, fast food out there, and they offer what chicken, right? Chicken, white bread, and pickles.
Right.
It's
No.
mayonnaise,
Same thing with
right?
like In and
Right?
Out, right? You got a
Yeah, it's like
single, a
those
double, and a
correct.
triple.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Hot dogs now. No hot
right.
dogs here.
Yeah.
They even took, I think they even took the grilled chicken out. It's no more grilled chicken no more. It's either
Really?
just fried chicken all day long.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I don't think Chick-fil-A have grilled chicken no more.
So how is the SEC regulating this, right? Because you're pulling in investors that are unaccredited as well as
Mhm,
accredited investors into a single platform, right? Like
mhm,
how is
mhm.
this governed?
So a couple things. So one thing is as a portal, in order to have a portal, we had to go through a we had to go through a different interviews, right? They had to interview me, my team as well. We had to get our website basically demo as well, at Crowdfund My Deal, and also we also had a investing portal at invest.crowdfund my deal. So it had to go through the process as well. We had to get background checks. We had to make sure our where the money is coming from. So then each issuer, once again, in order to issue your deal on our platform, you have to go through a background check.
Mhm.
A background check as far as criminal, to make sure you're not anti money laundering. Also, with that said, you also have to go through a financial audit, right? An audit of your company, even though that it is a new company with syndication, usually a new company for every new property,
Mhm.
it still has to do a financial audit, right?
Of a brand new LLC that's going to own the
Correct.
property, we have to do,
Correct.
even though
You
there's
still have to do a
nothing
financial
there.
audit. Correct. So I mean, it's called an empty audit sometimes. But however, the SEC still want to violate that because the public need to know about what's going on with that company they're investing in. So you still have to do a financial audit for that company.
Are they going to look at the syndicator's main company that owns the LLC, or is it just
Nope.
the LLC?
Just the LLC that they put in the issuer.
And then the issuer, right? So, a GP team, could be one person, but likely it's a group of people. Are
Mm-hmm.
each individual in the GP group getting that same background check?
For yes, the main GP group, yes.
Okay.
So I mean, so if you got like for example, they have one company. Usually, it come together and form one company. That one company will actually be on the document. The one who actually the issuer, that's one who giving the offering out. They have to be they have to be the one who handling the money and the main principal, so forth.
Right.
They have to get a background check.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's say that I am a syndicator and I just had an LOI accepted on a $20 million property and I need to raise $5 million to close that property. What does the process look like to start using your crowdfunding portal?
So first thing we do, we will do a phone call, kind of help you out with your strategy about how to raise capital. Because of there, and we also make the timeline. Make sure we have the right timeline. Because of there's some things that there's some only thing I is there's some things we got to work with as far as time. One, the portal has to be open for at least 21 days. For at least 21 days. So that means we try to backtrack from the closing date 21 days open. So what day we have to have it open, right? Before this time period,
It
right?
has to be
Then
open, like accepting
it has to be
investors for
open.
3 weeks.
Correct. Correct. It has to be.
And if you
At least 21
raise the
days.
$5 million max, right? Because that's the max, in 7 days, you still have to keep it open.
Correct.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's just because it's a public offering. Everybody has to have an opportunity to see it.
Okay.
It's just that one requirement that the federal government asked for, right?
Okay, so
And,
you're working backwards.
So
21 days.
yeah, 21 days as one thing. The second thing is, like I said before, we can do a background check because in terms of what we do a background check. It's one thing. Once again, timeline, right? How long that take? Take about 24 hours according to what you got on, or how many GPs you have on your team. A financial audit. According to if you use an existing company or a new company, they can take 2 weeks or it can take longer, right? According to what we use. Our last deal took about 10 business days, so about 2 weeks, so forth. We had it back in time, and the cost was around $2,500, right? No, $3,500, right? According to what CPA you use, we can't tell you which one to use, but we can tell you these are ones that we use in the past, right? And the third thing is you have to get something called a Form C. A Form C is kind of like the PPM, a product placement memorandum, but however, remember now you're doing public. So this is basically a legal document saying that you have the right to go out there and ask anybody for capital, right? And it's filed with SEC. It's on the website. It's all there. That's the third for now. Now our legal team can do it for you, but however, since we're a third party, offering on portal, we can't force you to use our attorneys, but we say, hey, this attorney that we can use, and we also are trying to help you out because it's seamless, so forth. But also, you're not obligated to use our attorneys.
So high level, if they didn't want to use your attorneys, what does the process look like? Submitting a Form C, is it just filling out a literal form?
Fill out a form and submit it to the SEC through Edgar.
Is it easy to mess up? Like, is it something that anybody could do?
So or? I think for example, some portals out there, they even have templates for you to fill in yourself, and they do it without attorneys because they kind of cut the cost as well. So they have they templates out, like they have templates, you fill it in and submit it, right? So you can do yourself. It's just that when you're dealing with SEC, I really not deal. I really get an attorney involved. Just my security, right? Yeah. When you're dealing with federal government and security violations, so forth. I don't want to play with them guys. So I rather pay up front for insurance. This is my thing.
It makes sense. Absolutely.
But answer the question, you can do it. And that just takes some time to do it. We can get it all done in 2 weeks time frame, but however, that time frame, once again, that 2 week time frame have to be there because of it takes time to actually get the stuff rolling. Now we can have some stuff done before the deal. Like you can do it, like a deal coming, you can get your financial audit and all that stuff done before you actually have a deal coming up. And even now, there's something called test the waters. You can actually start taking soft commitments before you even get the thing rolling. Just to see this.
So what would that look like? Like, so if you don't have a property lined up, your LLC, right? Like the business, that's not going to be set up. So where is that financial audit happening?
So I mean, so typically you probably would know. Like audit is good for I think 90 days. To be honest with you, right now, right? I think like 90 days, or maybe longer. But so you can have a financial, like you can have because for example, people start a company and the deal may go south, right? That company still exists, right? Or that holding company still exists. So I mean, so you can have that audit and so forth and have it ready. Then you do the other pieces as they come, right?
Gotcha. I mean,
so you can play with the you can get creative with the timeline, but it's just that the hard timeline that we have, the timeline is just there. It just take time.
Right. So we got the Form C, we got that completed. What is the next step in getting set up within the portal?
So in our process, we actually create you a an online portal, basically an online website that where investors can come invest their deal, show their interest in your deal. Then we collect the money and so forth, and we hold the money for you until our side hold the money for you until the deal actually get closed. So we can be your payment processors as well as we go out and promote your deal to other people. That way you get investors to your portal or your deal.
So as an investor, am I being charged to invest like a processing fee of like 3%? Nope. Okay. And what do the fees look like from you guys?
So our I say the reason why I hesitate because like our fees so far is about $3,000 to begin the onboarding process, to build a portal, and as well. And as right now we're at 2% on the back end to help be closing, right? So I say the reason why I hesitate because of we are building. So every deal is done differently, right. and according to what you have going on and how easy we think that, because one of the things that we try to provide more than other portals is, because when you think about crowdfunding, right, in order to get a fund, you need a crowd, right? So a lot of people don't have a crowd to actually fund their deals. So I think our thing is going to be, we can help provide a crowd for you. We can help provide the investors that help you get more exposure. We can help you market your deal to more people. So that's what we try to.
So you have the Shark Pool event, which has been rebranded about 18 times. I'm not even sure what it's called now. I think what is it called now?
Okay. Pitch Your Deal Live.
Pitch Your Deal Live. So you have Pitch Your Deal Live, right? That is one community. Are you planning on building other crowdfunding communities that kind of complement Crowdfund My Deal?
Correct. That's a goal, to build a brand big enough that that way the community can see exposure to more deals.
Gotcha.
And allow people to get involved in these deals. So I think that that's what we're trying to go after. And like instead of buying another course, you can just invest in deals and see the results.
So is this going to be like another Facebook community, or are you planning on hosting this on like I don't know, Kajabi or Circle, or have you put any thought around that?
So far, we're building. We have a good footing in our Facebook community so far on Facebook platform.
Hmm.
We're probably gonna build it out a little more and see where it takes us from there.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Because right now, right now we're focusing on one channel first, right? One channel, then grow things from there.
I think that the whole idea is great, right? Like giving investors who are typically locked out of these opportunities the ability to invest in these smaller increments, I think is super
Mhm.
powerful. So
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that as many people as possible join, and then learn, and just to segue into that learning, right? Like,
Mhm.
what type of materials are you guys planning to have any educational materials for these investors who typically were locked out of these accredited only syndications?
So one of the things that we do well so far is put on events. Every week we put on like a Zoom event, so forth, and it kind of grew over time. So one of the things that we thought, one of the things is in the making is actually having more Zoom live calls events. So have live questionnaires, live meetings, live networking, and that way that maybe every day of the week, one day it'd be an event that we host. One of the things that we're looking at is doing a millionaire mixer, just strictly networking, so forth. We have something called Lunch with a Legend, where a lunch with a leader, not a legend, but a leader, a leader in the industry that you come and learn from. Like it's just a Zoom call. You come ask questions, a presentation, ask questions. After that, you networking, and basically, I'm just leveraging the power of social media and the power of video to get in front of more people.
No, like again, bro, I love this idea. I'm really excited and pumped for this. I think no, for real though, for real though. Like,
I love it. I love your monotone voice. Wow, I'm excited. It's like
listen, listen,
no one
listen.
cares about you. Or
Stop. Okay, that's good, man. You dropping some bars, some bars.
drop some gold. Drop some gold. Drop some gold.
Yeah. All right. So, when is the ideal time for a syndication to reach out to you? Right. Like, in a perfect world, when would you want the engagement process to start?
I think that the engagement process should start at the beginning of the ideal that you want to raise capital at all before you get a deal. Because of I think that we can help, like right now we're doing our challenges called Crowdfund Your First Million. And that is just getting you to help build your crowd, right? Help build your crowd as well. And we can complement you by building your crowd as well. So the Crowdfund Your Million challenge, we kind of help you set up your own platform, help you become a true crowdfunder, or a true basically capital raiser. Because raising capital come different ways. That whole theory raising capital, but we actually help you build your platform and build your authority base, so that way that people can see you as authority in this space. Because of because once again, it's not about what you know, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you and what they know you for. And the thing about it is, we help build that base up because of in the day in these days, people. I remember a couple of years ago. I was in the military, so I was like trying to be away from social media, trying to be away of trying to let people know who I am and so forth. Right? I felt good to be like invisible, like no one know who I am, so forth. But nowadays, it's almost like a negative. Like, dude, why can't I find you online? Where are you at? What are you hiding? Like people that seem like it's a negative now because of people can't see who you are.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are trying to reserve themselves, which is great. You don't have to expose everything out there, but it should be a way to see something out there for you. If like or your company or what you do, like what you do and who do you do it for?
So, what advice would you give to the person that has maybe a small crowd now, but they need to grow that crowd, over the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months? What are some actionables they can take to increase the size of their sphere?
I think first it really starts out with you, right? It's a question of with you, and it's like who I want to help and what I want to help them do, right? And because of in then it's like, what are we known for, right? For example, like kind of rewind. Like my first big movement was that whole shark pool event,
Mhm.
right? And like I knew what shark pool was. A lot of people know what shark pool because they know Shark Tank. But I remember one time I was with my wife one time at a birthday party, and a lady introduced us to a real estate agent. And she said, "Hey, this is Cornelia's wife. My wife named Valerie. This is Valerie, so forth. She's actually working on an apartment building down in Houston, Texas, right?" Then she said, right. But however, this is Cornelius, right? He's the owner of the Shark Pool, right? And the lady looking like me, like, what the hell, like shark pool, like, why you told me that? Like, is that even illegal in Texas to have a pool of sharks? Like, she was like this, almost like insulted that the fact like I was introducing like this, like, should I call Peter? I was like she was upset with me that I had shark pool about this, and I like this. Oh, I get it, like I get it, right? So, and as a marketer or as a person who want to market themselves as, you understand like the name matters because of people who don't know you, they see that and that makes a difference. It's like I realized that in order to be Shark Pool be successful, you had to know what Shark Tank was. And I was limiting myself upon somebody else's success. So I had, so it's my thing. So I had to refigure out because of I wanted to help people who have deals and like pitch your deal live. People who see that want to they have a deal and want to be able to put a deal out there, right?
So
And that's what we do.
so what's your brand now? Like, who is Cornelius
So my
Cannon?
so I'm the guy who actually help people raise capital online, right, through crowdfunding. That's what I'm known for.
No.
I have investors raise capital online through crowdfunding. Right now, it's strictly investors for real estate right now. Right, I say right now because I know crowdfunding is big into business space right now. Right now, we haven't jumped in that space. Right now, it may be something next year or next or 5 years from now. Right now, we focus only on real estate because of that's our footing, helping real estate investors multifamily and so forth. We do other assets as well, but right now that's our area right now because of we have a success and help people raise capital in that space.
Is it
Right.
is
So
it
once we
is
get
so all right, so what about storage, right? Storage units. That's very similar. Would that be in
Mhm.
your expertise currently today?
I think that majority of the things that are syndicated with a real estate aspects of it is it resonates with our investors because
Okay.
I believe investors want to invest, right? Investors they invest. So even saying like for example yourself, right? You probably never invest into a car wash, but you kind of understand how it works because like I get it the concept of it because of it's similar to something you already know,
Right.
right?
Right.
Or like I said, or a mobile home park, right? Or RV park, right? Think like, okay, I get a concept, I get it, bam, bam, because it's similar to what I already know because it's real estate of some sort, right? So I think that our goal is to not jump too far from the circle, but kind of stay in the space of real estate and kind of dominate that area first because of our investors are comfortable there. But if we go to, hey, we building this spaceship, Elon Musk made, it may not be a true jump over because of our success rate may fall because like a lot of people like this once again a confused mind says no dude I have no idea what this is
Right.
so I'm out,
Right.
right?
Right.
And I respect that because of once again investing has risk and it's risk level stuff you don't know, but we try to mitigate that risk by investing in only things that we know are familiar with, if you will.
Gotcha. So what is in the real estate market, what are your predictions, right? What does the next 6, 12, 18 months look like for multifamily real estate?
I think that the demand for multifamily real estate is going to grow. I say it because of I think that we're in a space where that we're also in a natural need, a need to actually a place to live, right? And in the way the market going for a single family, the pricing of the ability, not only the pricing, but the ability to buy a home is getting more challenging. So it's like how much money, like for example I have a 6 year old and a 7 year a 6 year old and 7 year old, and I'm in my head I'm thinking like this. I can imagine the type of job he gonna need in order to qualify for a home when he's 18, right? What type of job will he need? And the question is, will that job even be around when he get to that point? So I mean, because with the AI also stuff changing, so it's like how is that going to change the way things are going? So I think that even if the real estate take a dip in pricing, but the land and so forth, but however, the job, the money, the resources, will it be there the same? Exactly like people saying like all the time. People say, "Oh, I remember when interest rate was like 16%, 13%." Yes, but you were borrowing on a smaller amount of money,
Yeah, back when
right?
houses
Yeah,
were $5 and a pack of gum.
correct. I mean, like, yeah, 18% is not a lot, but when you borrowing 18% on 40 on a $2 million property, I mean, like, it's a long time. It's like even like car payment. I mean, like even like cell phones. I'm like, dude, a cell phone almost $2,000 now. I'm like this, like, how many? What a cell phone got? What, do you want a car or a cell phone? Like, how can that be in the same process?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, the median income I think is somewhere around $48,000 a year, and single family houses pricing is through the roof. Rental prices are still pretty high. I think there's going to be a little correction there, but I mean, I really wish I had that crystal ball so I could see what the next 6,
I
12 months looks like.
I don't. People say that sometimes, but I think that that's part of the journey. I think that that's what makes it more innovative because of it's like in order for example, our goal is to be a $1 billion company, a $1 billion brand, right? However, I think that right, I think that as a CEO, as an owner, I need to become a better driver of that vehicle, right? For example, like my son's not ready to drive a Ferrari, but I love giving Ferrari right now. But he has become a better driver in order to drive a Ferrari.
Right.
So I think that in a journey takes us to that part to become a better driver of that situation. So I think that crystal ball kind of robs us from that process of becoming better than what we are. Getting creative, understanding the threshold, being uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Being comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Like understanding, like being able to like, gotcha, this is okay, but I'm cool with this. I've been coming before. We got this. Things gonna be okay, right? We're gonna be all right because we make it happen. Our see trends in order to open your eyes to see trends and things to see things unfold. I think that it's just a matter of just really listening and watching, right? Because a lot of people are like a lot of stuff is history repeats itself, right? And a lot of things are being so, but it's like I think that the one thing about society today is it's so much noise out here. So many people got a voice, trying to be an influencer, trying to be a platform, right? Everybody got a voice, but the question is who to listen to, right? How do I know who to listen to and who to trust, who not to trust? Because a lot of people are taking information and changing it themselves and kind of repeating somebody else. But it's like, how do you know where it came from? And I think that's a challenging part because of we have a strong BS filter. Like, how do I know who's BS and who's not? Right? Who's really authentic? And the thing is a lot of people don't really who's authentic, not really boasting about it themselves. The loudest one probably do. It's like the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room sometimes, right? The one said like a little chihuahua, all bark. They won't do nothing.
That's
right.
It's a hard line, right? Like, so you got to build your crowd, right? But you also have to be loud enough so people can hear you, right? So
Correct.
what I'm trying to do, with this podcast, with the YouTube channel, with everything that I'm putting my face out there now, so that people can see the real authentic me, and hopefully, know one, like, two, and then trust me, so that we can do work together in the future. So,
but you see how you're not your platform. You're not saying that I'm Trey. I know everything. Listen to me, right? You're not a guy trying to be everybody. You like, hey, I'm Trey. This is me. It's my journey. So you document your journey as being something.
yeah,
and people see that, right?
Yeah.
So like number 2, when you get to number 200 episode, you should be a little better, right? You should be more on time and more focused, so forth.
Honestly, the goal is to bring on people who know more about the things I want to learn, right? Like, honestly, I've learned so much about the Reg CF from our conversations, right? So I hope that the people listening to this also walked away with a decent chunk of knowledge on something that they knew nothing about before, because I didn't even know what a Reg CF was before I talked to you about it. So,
and that's what so the thing you did is that's so powerful what you did because of having a platform, right? And I think it's so easy to start a podcast or start a YouTube channel, right? It just right now just me and you. I have no idea your audience. I have no idea what so forth, right? So so back in the days, it used to be like, hey man, can I buy you lunch, so forth, right? That used to be the whole thing. But honestly, if a person who's actually busy with their business, like this dude, me buying my lunch, your
It
your
doesn't work
$10.
anymore. It doesn't work
Yeah,
anymore.
it's like I'm losing out on this because I can feed all my information, I get all my secrets in this little lunch, and it goes nowhere,
Right.
and no one knows about me at all. And I wasted the whole day to feeding you, and you did nothing with it. But however, a lot of people like this dude. Can you come on my podcast? No problem at all. Because why? I feel like it's a benefit to me. Because why? More people is gonna see this,
And
right?
you know what? Like again, I could be like, yo, Corneilous, let me take you out, get you a cup of coffee or something, or I could put a microphone in front of your face, and you're just gonna spill, and it's just gonna come so much easier. And I'm gonna be able to
Correct.
ask you all the questions that I wouldn't be able to ask you like at a networking event or something.
Mm-hmm.
So this is only episode 2, right? But I'm hoping to speak with a lot of people who are doing big things in the real estate and entrepreneurship space so that I can hopefully, absorb some of that greatness and apply it in my own life. I don't want to be a billionaire. That sounds stressful, but, I'll take a couple M's,
couple M's, couple M's, couple M's. I mean, it's like I want to. It's like because I want to help more because like it's one of the things is and I think that you hit it right because of a lot of people like this platform. Like I have no idea who gonna see this or hear this thing, right? And like, oh, because like think about how many podcasts we listen to, or even on social media, how many people we see, but they know nothing about us, right? But we know a lot about them,
Right.
and I think that this is an opportunity to do that, and it's so easy to do a platform, but however, a lot of people won't do it.
I mean, it does take a little bit of work. I mean, I showed you my setup, right? Like learning all the softwares that go behind setting up a podcast. It's been a decent amount of work, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe, and
So,
once I
so, so,
go ahead.
so let me ask you about this: did you need all that to do it?
No, I mean, really just needed a camera and a microphone and maybe some software to record it, right? But
Yeah, you could. So could we not done this on Zoom on a Zoom call, which is free?
yeah. But you know
Yeah,
what? Presentation,
it could have been done,
aesthetics,
right?
all that stuff is important to me at least, and I think
Correct to you.
people
I'm saying like it could have been done on like even a podcast. No one sees a quality video quality.
right.
It's just been audio.
So I'm doing YouTube. All these are going to live on YouTube, and then Spotify. They
Sure.
have this new Discover function that includes video, so it's really good to
Mm-hmm.
have the video to go into Spotify as well.
Okay.
But you're right, right? Like I did go overboard, and but one of my plans, right, eventually is to kind of package up everything that I've learned, and then offer it to people who are listening who want to follow in my footsteps. Granted, I'm not much
Mm-hmm.
farther ahead of them. I've just put in the hours. And when I say hours, I mean obsessing over learning how to do all these small things so that when I do drop this first episode, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be a pretty good shot at a first try. And with that, thank you for being, guest number 2. I mean, you're doing massive things, right? Like I love this idea of crowdfunding multifamily. I really do. Those $50,000, $100,000 minimums, they exclude so many people who would truly benefit from
90%.
investing.
90% of America. 90%.
90% of them.
90%.
Like that's crazy, right? So I know that I'm gonna pitch your software to as many people as I can because I am 100% prescribed to the benefits of investing in multifamily, and I think others should as well. So
And also, so a lot of people probably say why it's so great. Why we heard before, right? Because of crowdfunding been around for a while. It's just that it really wasn't big in real estate. One, because of the maximum used to be only 1 million, right? Now it went up to 5 million, and now looking back going up again in the
oh
future,
really?
right? Yeah.
Hmm.
So I mean, so now you're right. Oh, really? So now it makes things a little more feasible to do more things. And so it may be more common out there is to see, but now it's getting more useful because $1 million in multifamily, you can do something with it, but it's not a big. So a lot of them been big in doing companies and so forth, but now it's become more real estate because why they have a bigger threshold.
So you're not the
Bigger
first
offering.
to do this crowdfunding thing, right? Like there's other companies that are doing this, right? What is the difference between Crowdfund My Deal and those other companies that are in the same space?
Yeah. So if you go to FINRA, and you can kind of see a list of all the ones that actually been approved through FINRA, right? All the crowdfunding portals. FEMA.gov, I think it's called. And you see all the thing. And one thing I've seen as well is just that. I think that a lot of them kind of based upon their try to compete for fees and price and so forth. Is that I think that what makes us different is that we actually help you bring a crowd.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, I think that that's where right now we have a jump on people on other platforms because we have a crowd already, and the thing is to kind of grow our crowd big enough that way that it's like that it kind of solve everything else, right? It's like this dude, they got a crowd. Like what can you like? What else? Like the feeder front, I find, but however, at the end of the day, if no deals getting closed, what good is it? Because of before it was like 80% of deals on crowdfunding didn't really get funded because of no one really actually brought a crowd. The person that have a crowd, and important to have a crowd. So where the crowd come from? You're sitting there, putting a report, and you're sitting there. So the ability to actually getting people's things moving and get in front of more people is one of the things that we try to focus on more and help help our investors out.
Right. It makes a lot of sense. What is the next 5 years like? Do you have a product roadmap for Crowdfund My Deal?
So right now the product roadmap is really kind of be the king in the pond of crowdfunding multifamily properties right now. That's our first goal, and right now we're working on basically making it seamless for our issuers and investors, right? And be a household name when it comes to crowdfunding, and be like when you think of crowdfunding, you think of us.
Crowdfund My Deal, aka Corneilous Cannon. I like it. So you have a lot of other ventures up and running right now. What's the plan there, right? Are you looking to consolidate? Are you looking to delegate? Or how are you tackling that aspect?
I've been slowly shutting down things because of I realized that chasing too many rabbits at one time, they all get away. And I think that I can do less with more. By being great at because I guess because growing up in Atlanta, Georgia area, have that idea of hustling, and be that guy with the sit side business cards. I do this, I do that, I do this, and kind of just really focus on the one thing that I'm great at, right? Stop being good at stuff and being great at one thing. Like I want to be known for, hey, if you need help raising capital, try crowdfunding, try Crowdfund My Deal.
Right.
And like that's kind of like I want that to kind of seamless so forth, and I be the guy that people refer to. Oh, you raising capital? You should try Crowdfund My Deal. Right. And not saying, oh, you have your hair done, you got back surgery, you got you need some brand new shoes, you need a pit bull puppy. I don't want to be that guy.
You were selling pit bulls? What?
Be in front of Walmart, pit bull puppies.
That was you. You had him back then. And
pit bull puppies.
All right. So last question, we can kind of wrap this up though. Is there anybody who Crowdfund My Deal wouldn't be a great fit for?
I think so one of the things that we're having things is a lot of seasoned capital raisers, they usually have their list and usually have their investors already. And usually most of them don't really need to deal with credit investors. Usually they kind of know, once again, they know the investors, they know what they'll fund, so they kind of have the capital mostly raised before the capital even done, right? They're saying, hey John, I know that you like this, you trust me, you trust that, it's a good deal, send me my money, right? A lot of those just happen with a phone call, right? So I mean, so our platform, like you really don't. So our platform usually is great for those individuals because right now, a lot of syndicators try to bring on more GPs to help with the capital raising process. Right? It's like, hey, I can bring in these many guys to help me bring maybe a 1 million or 2 million or more per GP. So this allows you to kind of eliminate all the shelves in the kitchen, or like take away all the GPs and focus on, hey, I don't need more GPs because why? I can help raise capital with my own resources internal, and that way that you have more control, you have more control, you also have more freedom to do the success that you want to do. And I think a lot of times, I think a lot of people in this space when they raising capital, they really care for their investors. They really want to care. They want to care.
Right.
Now,
at least you hope,
things may happen. Yeah, you hope. I think a lot of them mean well, and but a lot of them mean well, but things kind of get changed. But So I believe.
So the syndicator that maybe has an email list that maybe has half accredited and half non-accredited people on it, should they reach out to you?
Yes.
All right.
They should, because of a lot of times, even people try to do Faustus B and Faustus, like a lot, like, so what's popular right now, as I've seen a lot of people try to do Faustus B for non-accredited investors. They try to switch over to a C, right? But I think that you can, so instead of waiting for it, you can market your whole time to post to anybody you want to,
Mm-hmm.
right? Why waste that valuable time not marketing? Because what happens is no one shows up, right? And a lot of this fall through because of you didn't have enough time. You ran out enough time.
Yeah.
I ran out enough money. So it's like this is an opportunity to kind of give you that footing, that runway to get this big plane off.
I think you're gonna have to come back on the pod. Maybe you can be episode 21. But I say that because 90% of podcasts don't make it past their 20th episode, right? And I'm
Yeah.
damn sure gonna punch through that goal, right? So, but I think there's a lot more like in the details that we can get into that I think would be really cool just to hear and learn.
Correct.
So, floor is yours. Is there anything else you wanted to highlight before we hop off here?
No, I think that if anybody want to learn more about what we do, they can go to trycrowdfunding.com. Just trycrowdfunding.com. We kind of create another easy to remember website, so so you can learn more about it and learn more about me. We're building our social media around that trycrowdfunding.com. That way that you can kind of find out where we're at and what we're doing in the whole space of crowdfunding.
And then trycrowdfunding.com. Is there any other socials that they can find and follow you?
Oh yeah, so you can find it on Facebook. You can find it on LinkedIn. You can find it on YouTube. Find it on Instagram. So our main channels. The four for the core.
Perfect. Well, hey man, again, thank you so much for coming on. I mean, I'm excited to see what's next for Crowdfund My Deal. I think you got something here, and yeah, it's gonna be great.
Thank you, sir.
Cool. Well,
I feel like I'm shorter than you in this picture.
But you are. It's okay. Hey, look.
I got to show the real life example.
Stop. I'm Trey Jacobs. This is Corneilous Cannon. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Take care.